will seize the day? England or South Africa? A place in the final against the All Blacks is the prize. South Africa have possession off the kickoff. There's Franco Mostert. Player of the match against England when they beat them at Twickenham in the autumn last year. Kicking off the bases, Reinach for Freddie Stewart. You feel we might see a lot of the aerial game from the Springboks this evening. Maro Itoje. He was player of the game in the corresponding fixture semi-final in Japan 4 years ago. And we all know what happened in the final. Mitchell kicks for England. Marnie Libbocks underneath it, but Elliot Daly got there first for England. Tom Curry offloads to Joe Marler for his first touch.
No lift.
Peter Steph du Toit might have turned this over. No, it's a penalty to England.
Just a precursor of both teams adapting to the conditions. Very windy sideline, so the kicks were used to great effect, but it was that second box kick from Alex Mitchell, nice and high, incontestable was the main thing. I think it was Marchant who went up and contested and hit it back, and from that ensuing rucks, that's where the penalty came. His hands on the deck before he got to the ball and slow to roll out, so that was the one. It was actually Daly who gets up. That's beautiful work from the number 11. Good athleticism.
Yeah, he's played a bit of centre at this World Cup, Elliot Daly, but well accustomed in that position. So the first opportunity for points in the semi-final falls to Owen Farrell. He needs just 7 in this match to become the second highest point scorer in international rugby history. 1,240 all up, including England and the British and Irish Lions. Owen Farrell has the first points of the semi-final. England leads South Africa by 3 points to 0.
Judging by the way the teams are welcomed onto the field, I dare say there's a lot of neutrals here tonight that are very much cheering for England, knowing what happened here last weekend, Rupert. Not too many neutrals cheering for South Africa with the memory of the France defeat fresh in their minds.
Well, that'd be a first, Louise, because England usually get a tough old time here in Paris, but yeah. Plenty of neutrals with tickets. Let's see how that unfolds. Maro Itoje brings it down well off the restart. Just the kind of start that England would have been looking for. Early points. Mitchell kicks again. Daly chases again. Willemse can't hold on for South Africa.
Got a backwards by White there. I've got backwards by White.
Well, they're liking that matchup, aren't they? On this near side of the field. Willemse, fantastic to compete that tight.
Well, yeah, Willemse coming across, isn't he, to help out Kurtley Arendse, who's giving up a lot of height to Elliot Daly on those kick chases.
Short line out, first one for South Africa. Go to a 4-man.
It's good. Stay 2 there, 2 metres.
Courtney Lawes just facing up to this Springbok line out here. And Maro Itoje turns it over for England. Here's Marler. Gets through the tackle of Kitsoff. It was Steph du Toit, in fact. Farrell goes high this time. Cheslin Colby underneath it for the Springboks. That's come off a wide hand again. And that'll be a Springbok throw once more.
I just feel England are doing to South Africa at the moment, exactly where they want to be, trying to exploit the smaller wingers, as you spoke about, Rupert, at the moment.
And that's what the steal at the line-out gives you, another opportunity to put pressure on. Conversation here between Bongi Mbonambi and Franco Mostert after that previous line-out malfunctioned.
Well, they had the option. They went out over the sideline, but they had the option to go to line-out or scrum, so they picked the scrum.
Well, we saw a bit of that last week as well from South Africa, didn't we? Well, here we go. First one of the night. There was such a huge story in the World Cup final 4 years ago when that man Dan Cole came off the bench after Carl Sinclair went off early with a head injury. South Africa dominant on that day. Let's see what happens here.
Well, they've got two heavy hitters in the midfield. Have South Africa with Damien Dialindi, also Jesse Creel.
That's both teams. The first team that goes early is a free kick. Hold for the set.
Joe Marler brought in on the loose head side for England for exactly this facet of the game.
I'm waiting for stability.
Seen as a slightly stronger scrummager than Ellis Genge, who will come off the bench.
Crouch! Binds! Sit! Use it!
Steady scrum for both teams. Vermeulen off the base. Puts the shoulder into Alex Mitchell. And now the kick from Manu Libbok. Freddie Stewart. Air Stewart, they call him. Such is his ability under the high ball. Now George Martin, 22 years of age, in for Ollie Chesham in the second row for England.
Okay, stay on, Green. It's not available yet. Okay,
Looking at the numbers, England have committed to that ruck. Have to kick, only option.
And it does go high. Willems coming forward for South Africa. Knocks it back on his side, but Courtney Laws was there for England. And Mitchell kicks again in behind, but no one's on the chase. And it just bounces over the sideline, defensive line out to the Springboks here.
Smart by Alec Mitchell, he knew. Kurtley Arendse had gone up and contested that first box kick. Here we see here, he knew they were exposed out the back, so back-to-back box kicks, but very different. I like that.
Mbonambi, player of the match in the quarterfinal. This time he finds Peter Steph du Toit, but it isn't straight.
Line-out woes. 2 throw-ins from South Africa and 2 losses. Not straight deemed that time.
Where? Okay. See, why is the medic on the field? Yeah, that's an English player. I haven't called time off yet.
Yeah, you can see that right down the South African line. Troubles early. Oh, Mario Itoje, he knows. You can tell. Before the game in the anthems, Mario Itoje was very emotional.
Time is off now. Time is off now.
There's a break in play here because Tom Curry's been getting some attention.
Okay, we're going to restart. Guys, when you waited for the call, excellent.
England bench looking on. So much experience there.
Okay. Yeah, same hit, same height. Excellent.
Interestingly, when Ben O'Keefe ran out, the head of kick-off with his fellow officials, quite a few jeers and whistles went around the crowd. Of course, he took care of the quarter-final between France and South Africa here last weekend.
Great attacking opportunity here for England. Very flat in their attack. We know Farrell likes to take it to the line. Tuolangi, you would assume, would be the option. Look out for Martin, and also Elliot Daly on the inside.
Straight down, reset. Okay, time's off, easy picture. I'm going to ask you to keep up. Be very careful about pulling back.
Can you use a bit longer on the bind so I can't grab his shirt?
Yep, I will.
Can you make sure I get one, please?
Yep, keep it up, please.
Yes, sir.
Your ball.
Well, you've got to have fun in the middle of a Cup semi-final, don't you? Why not?
Well, he had some fun 4 years ago in this semi-final. Scored early against New Zealand.
Stay high.
Fascinating conversations going on up front early between the referee and the 2 front rows. They're all trying to get on his good side.
It's the game within the game, isn't it? This is where a lot of the platform will be laid.
Bind! Six! Keep it up!
Mitchell feeds it. Ben Earl charges off the base. Mitchell arrives. He finds Courtney Laws coming around the corner. George Martin now. Ball might be out there. No, it's another advantage coming England's way. South Africa thought the ball was out, it wasn't.
No, they were next door to it, okay? You can't do it, the ball's been won, England ball.
Yeah, Sia Kolisi, the skipper for the Springboks.
Clear ruck.
I'm sure England will take the points here.
Under
massive amounts of pressure at the moment. You just feel South Africa just can't get out of their own 22, let alone half. Oh, I can see where Kolisi was saying there's no one over the ball. I thought that was half done by. Looks free to me.
The contest was won.
Almost an identical situation in the quarter-final last week against France, where Kolisi was cleared to do exactly that.
This is a nice run off the base from Ben Earl. Got right over the advantage line. Big call.
And some start for England. Just the start they would have wanted, underdogs coming in. And Owen Farrell adds another 3 for England. 6-0. And we're approaching the 10-minute mark.
Well, they've started with belief, haven't they? And that's something that Steve Borthwick, their coach, spoke about during the week. He said the belief is strong in this team. He's sensed that since he's been involved. These are players that have played at the highest levels, knockout rugby, finals rugby before. Huge rap on Owen Farrell as well in terms of leading his side here tonight in that aspect.
Marnie Lippert goes long this time off the restart. You can forgive him for that, given South Africa had no field position so far.
Take a step, Green. Inside.
Mitchell finds touch.
Yeah, very different box kick there. He's just dominating at the moment, isn't he, Alex Mitchell? Very flat and hard, gets it around 40 metres away from his try line. But South Africa have had their issues at line out.
Andre Pollard, Faf de Klerk,
please.
And Co looking on. Imagine we'll be seeing those two sometime early in the second half, if not before. Another line-out throw for Ombanambi. Hits Etzebeth in the chest that time. England didn't contest.
Up now, Green, knee on the ground. That's one.
Reinek to Dale Indy. Good tackle on him from Ben Earl. Reinek just scragged by Tom Curry. A lot of energy in this England team right now.
Hit him, cuz he's not passing. He's not passing.
You can hear the England players' voices coming through the referee's mic there.
Okay, use it. No.
Now Reinek will prepare to kick. There he goes. Too long for chasers, but Stewart is put on the floor by Kurtley Arendse.
Use it.
Here's Joe Marler again.
Okay, use it. Inside.
Mitchell from inside his own 22 finds touch once again.
Yeah, very methodical, isn't it, on their exit, England. Very clear of their roles and what they're doing defensively. Very strong. Here's the nice line out. Good lift. Well taken by Etzebeth, the go-to man.
And a boot for South Africa.
Scored that try, Evan Etzebeth.
Just with the line
deep in that quarter-final last week.
Before the line out set. If you want to do it,
yellow card as well. That was their first of the tournament.
Show numbers clearly, please, and be 2 metres. Yeah, it is for a boot and injury.
It's a great chase by Kolisi and Kurtley Arendse. Perfect execution on the kick as well by Reinach.
More attention for Tom Curry here, so another delay.
Okay, we're going to restart. England, we're going to restart. Just hold him at you. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, we need clear numbers, please. Yeah. Just wait. Okay, time on. Yep, good. 2 metres is good.
Mostert brings it down.
Stay! It's just going sideways.
Mbonambi has it at the back. George Martin needs to get out of there, and here comes the driving maul from South Africa. Collapses for now. Referee said that the South African player was the first to go down there. Ball's out now, and England will look to turn it over. They have done. Owen Farrell kicks it low in the direction of Damian Willemse.
Penalty. Advantage offside in front of the kicker.
There's a penalty advantage for the Springboks. Players not getting back.
Penalty in front of the kicker.
And that is pretty much the first thing that's gone South Africa's way in this semi-final.
Yeah, those are the things as a coach you cannot have. You know, South Africa.
6 in front of the kicker.
Be interesting to see what their attitude is. I think you've got to go for the points, don't you? They've hardly had any opportunity. Well, this is probably the first. Or do they go to the corner? Their last line out was pretty good. Oh, yeah, we go. The skipper, Kolesi, big call.
Well, that's a confident team right there.
That is massive confidence in his men. The line out hasn't been going that well. Now, players in front was the call.
Just be on side.
I think it was not the actual players in behind. It was the ones in the middle that started advancing beforehand.
Yeah, you've got to make a concerted effort to get back, to retreat if you're not put on side.
A lot of numbers on the line out here for South Africa. Backs involved.
Etzebeth wins it at the front. Reinach, who is part of that line out, is now directing traffic with the driving maul. It's spun all the way around. England looking to try and take this to ground and win the scrum, and they do so. Bit of afters here. That's little Cobus Reinach in there, having a wrestling match with George Martin.
What England are trying to do is match the intensity, aren't they? And at the moment they are with South Africa.
Reinach, he played 3 seasons at the Northampton Saints, so he knows Alex Mitchell very well. He knows Courtney Laws very well.
It was actually Manu Tuolangi who started that whole situation. He put his hands around Cobus Reinach to spark that off.
So can I talk? Guys, I'm going to make it very clear and simple. When I blow my whistle, I will not accept any players pushing and shoving after that, okay? Yeah. Number 12 is not even part of that, comes in and pushes unnecessarily green 9, okay? He grabs him around the neck. He will be penalised. If we get that any more in the game by either team, I'll escalate to more penalties or yellow cards.
So is it a penalty?
It is a penalty. I want Sia, do you talk to your team, please, to stop it?
So them going back at us and causing the whole thing.
Yep, Owen, Manu, your 12 started. Go back and talk to them. I don't want any more.
Retaliate. They've been reverse retaliated.
Yeah.
What's it?
What?
You haven't got your lawyer degree there, Skip. I think you just close your mouth, go talk to number 12 and move on, eh?
You keep telling yourself that's wrong.
Okay. Back 10 metres, the penalty against 12 white.
Well, it was a scrum to England. It's now a penalty to the Springboks. So Manu Tuolangi has cost his team there.
And again, I think they're going to go for the corner, are they, South Africa? But I like that. The instigator should be the one penalised, not the ones reacting.
Just hold. Owen, have you talked? All good? Sia, have you talked? All good. Yeah, here we are. Time back on, penalty.
A bit of tension, a bit of spice early on in the World Cup semi-final.
Well, again, it was inventive. A lot of numbers loaded in that line out and just there. That's the sort of stuff you're trying to get under the skin, but it's not needed.
South Africa have the line out take, and here they come. There's the drive, it's gone down again. Again, the referee says the South African player went down first. Mostert carries in, and it's been knocked on. And look at the England players celebrating like they've scored a try.
I'm only trying to talk to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree.
Well, they've done extremely well, haven't they? diffusing the rolling wall of South Africa so far.
Are you guys happy with the distance of the gap?
Oh, it's a shoulder there. I'm not sure there's any wrap whatsoever. That causes the knock on.
Well, that's George Martin, who was brought into the starting lineup for his physicality. That's why he's there instead of Ollie Chesson, two Leicester teammates. England just seem to be trying to slow this game down as much as they can. Just trying to disrupt any flow of South Africa. Penalty to England.
Knee on the ground.
You heard it clearly. Kitsoff with the knee on the floor is the call.
And the referee's been very clear for the start of this game. He wants it stable right from the start. The early push won't be tolerated.
Owen Farrell finds the sideline. It was such a massive story in the World Cup final 4 years ago. Eddie Jones said afterwards his big mistake was not starting Joe Marler. And there you go, it was clear the knee went down first.
I'm going to bring the gap right in.
Jamie George.
Stay 10.
It's his birthday tomorrow. And he finds Courtney Laws.
Here we are.
It's out! It's out!
No.
Very
Okay, use
efficient start so far from England. Mitchell kicks high again. Arendse, brilliant in the air.
Ball's there.
Peter Steph Dutoy, massive double hit on him. That was Martin and Marler. Libert goes high.
Tackle!
And that's a really good take in the air from Joe Marchant. Here's Tom Curry.
Use it!
An eighth kick for England in this match so far. Billings are under a bit of pressure, manages to wriggle away from Johnny May. Here's Stephen Kitsoff, who want to make up for that penalty given away at the scrum. Livick's in the pocket. He kicks high again for the chasers. Here comes Curtly Arendse, but well taken, Elliot Daly, but there's the penalty for South Africa. Sealing off is the call.
Yeah, I think it was Alex Mitchell too. This is a fantastic take from Elliot Daly. And this is the part you can't do, losing his cool, and that's the captain.
Penalty, drop the ball.
A lot of chat between captain and referee here.
We don't need him right now.
You're riding that emotion, and it's there, and you're getting some pay dude out of it, but you can't let it affect you in this manner. Looks like they'll go for the points here, will they, South Africa? Look at this take. That is brilliant under duress. Great competition in here. Elliot Daly. And that's the sealing off right there. Geez, that's some skill from the winger for England.
Yeah, Elliot Daly, that's why he's in there. But an extra 10 metres after England wouldn't give the ball back. Bit of back chat too, and here's an opportunity for Marnie Libert.
Louise, sideline, is there any wind or who's it favouring?
No, it's actually not as windy as I was expecting when we were coming into the ground today. So it's actually fairly still at the moment. But this crowd is so intriguing, KT. They just boo any penalty given to South Africa. It's interesting to see what they see if they get this kick through now.
Shot clock counting down, but Marnie Libert beats it and sends it through the middle. An excellent first kick at post for Marnie Libert. And South Africa are within 3 points.
And the opportunity came because of the back chat from Owen Farrell. right there. Big momentous shift now.
He's had a few issues in the past with saying a bit too much to referees at times. Owen Farrell, he's surrounded by plenty of leaders. No doubt they'll try and keep a lid on that from now. His kit's off again. Deep in their own 22 once more.
Yeah, use it!
Reinach. Johnny May. Wet ball does well. There's Mostert. Wrestles into the floor. Owen Farrell. He's going to send it high as well. He was under pressure from Reinach. Willemse has time here. Juggles it well. Gives it to Kurtley Arendse. He's got a bit of space in front of him, but decides to kick. Here's Stewart now. To his captain, Farrell. Willemse awaits. Brings it down. Offloads, dangerous ball. And Courtney Lawes is there for England. Stewart to Mitchell. Good hands from Ben Earl, the number 8. Skips away from Malherbe. 22 minutes gone in the semi-final. England with a penalty advantage. Here's Tom Curry hit hard. Farrell comes around the corner. Cross kick for Daly. It's a little too heavy. But it was a free hit. They'll go back for the penalty.
What about that effort from the blind side? Courtney Lawes for England, making that tackle, making it difficult for Mani Leboch, I think it was, on that pass. Oh, effort on effort for the man up the middle of the park.
That's 5 penalties.
This is the good footwork from Ben Earl. He just couldn't get a way out of that ruck, could he? But look at this. There's the nice chase. There's the wayward pass, and this is Courtney Lawes. Desperation.
Well, he made his test debut back in 2009, did Courtney Lawes, when his now head coach Steve Borthwick was the captain of England. And here's Owen Farrell with a kick that could take him second on the all-time points list in international rugby. Owen Farrell, no problem. And England re-extend their lead to 6 points. 24 minutes gone.
Rupert, you mentioned the wet ball before, and the rain's just got a little heavier at the ground here. And the England team during the week did that classic training drill where the ball's dunked in water in preparation for these wet conditions tonight. So maybe that's going to favour them as this rain gets a little heavier now.
South Africa go long again off the restart. Here is Courtney Lawes, who won that ball for England. Vice-captain, he was leading this team when Owen Farrell was serving out his suspension.
No, but you can't go again with your hand. Yep. Thank you. You can't use it.
Mitchell gets good distance again off the base of the scrum, off the ruck.
And with those conditions and heavier rain, I wouldn't mind seeing South Africa put the ball along the deck rather than putting it nice and high. I think that's another option. A little chip over the top, because England have set back waiting to defuse those bombs. But Courtney Lawes, he's been big the last couple of games for England.
His 105th Test match for England tonight. Add to that 5 for the British and Irish Lions. He's a warrior. Here's Kurtley Arendse. Lovely play from the line-out from South Africa. Ankle tap from Mitchell.
Turnover's good.
Puts him on the floor, and look at the turnover from England. Was that Courtney Lawes again?
I think it was, Roots.
Let's take him back.
Vermeulen hit hard by Elliot Daly.
Ball's hit.
Etzebeth. His double, triple tackles, and look at Itoje going in
Yeah, you're good.
for the penalty.
Fine. You're in the way here. Not rolling.
But the penalty's actually on Joe Marler, who wasn't rolling away.
You weren't rolling clear.
Okay.
Thanks.
Next one.
Next one.
You got to love him. Next one, he reckons, ref. Courtney Laws, though, the last couple of minutes. And he stepped up the tempo.
Just on them taking that high ball, can we watch the first man in front
Yeah.
as well, please?
Yeah, I know.
I know he slipped, but it's still on.
I agree with that picture. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, see, you can't clean out because Joe Marler's in the ways, hence why
Okay, sit up early so I can
the
look
clean
at him.
and Mario Toja couldn't be removed.
There's a bit more chat from Owen Farrell there leading up to this line-out in the era of Ben O'Keefe.
2 metres, receiver.
Mbonambi goes to Vermeulen.
No, sorry, not straight.
Not straight again. And that's another turnover. That's 2 in this match for Mbonambi.
Well, very tough in these conditions, going to the back ball.
Okay.
Could be excused to a degree there in the Mumby.
I think there's too much movement on the hip, so please come
See, this down South Africa's line. If it's down the middle, we can go up and get that, but it's twice on the throat.
And chase your feet. Okay?
2 crooked lineouts and 3 lost lineouts on the South African throw. And their lineouts been very efficient at this World Cup.
Guys, we've had 3 times now. Let's yep. Time off.
Curry getting attention again, slightly frustrating the referee, because the game just has to stop because he's right where the scrum's meant to take place. Surely before too long he's got to go to the blood bin and get it sorted out.
I think that was the call. Do it one more time, he's got to go and get that sorted out properly. He's been told now. The last scrum too, remember, England got the penalty on that situation. South Africa, be interesting to see how they combat that.
I think we're too far, okay? We're too far. Bring it closer so we can be stable on the hip. Yeah, that's why I want to bring it closer a little bit, and then we can stay up, I feel. Okay? Time on! Medics off, please.
There's a lot of messages going out onto the field for both teams. The water carriers.
Okay, bring it up.
One of the water carriers is the England assistant coach Kevin Sinfield. He's just running off the field on the near side. The other water carrier is the scrum coach, Tom Harrison.
Crouch! Binds! Sit!
9-3, England leads South Africa. Ben Earl bursts off the base. I think that's the first carry of the match into contact from Manu Tuilangi. So much kicking so far, not much to do for the ball carriers in the back line. There's Joe Marler.
Don't go over the top. You're not supporting body weight. Okay, use it now. 3. No.
Well, Franco Mostert tried to chase down Mitchell. And they're going to go back for a penalty.
Did not have the ball out, offside.
The referee did say no. I think Sia Khaleesi might have a chat here now.
I said no, I did not have the ball out, offside.
Both pairs on the ground.
When you asked, I said no. Start onside, be onside, please. I want it to be clear.
Yeah, even it's the best point is the players' hands are on the floor, then they're not part of the ruck.
I've actually seen him do that and call that exact same thing in club rugby up in England here, and it was okay. Be interesting to see what it looks like on the replay. He's so adept and so aware. See, what he's saying is both hands are on the deck from the 8.
Yeah, I want to lift.
You can clearly see Ben Earl there. He's effectively on all fours. What that means is he's not part of the ruck. Therefore, his foot is not the most hindmost foot. That's South Africa's point there. But yeah, Ben O'Keefe's point was, I said no, stay on side. Just listen to me. Turnover this time for South Africa at the line-out. It was Eben Etzebeth. Marnie Libbok under pressure. That high kick didn't go as far as he wanted. It's a loose ball and Freddie Stewart's onto it. Approaching 30 minutes here. Marler. Farrell. Just tries to kick against the grain there. It's been charged and into the hands of Bongi Mbonambi. Kitsoff. Advantage South Africa. Libbock's dropped it, but no bother. They've got the penalty coming.
Never to the highmost. Offside.
Oh man, I love this arm wrestle. Absolutely love it. England playing inspired rugby pre-tournament. No one, absolutely no one would have given them a chance outside of their own squad with the form that had come in.
Well, Ben Earl gave a fascinating interview as we see this high kick from Manie Libbok this week, and he talks about their summer camp they had ahead of this Rugby World Cup, hot weather training. They said the warm-ups, we weren't ready, we weren't fit. It was all about peaking.
10 South Africa.
And Steve Borthwick mentioned that this was the game they were peaking for, a semi-final potentially against South Africa.
And that's why England is so good at this tournament style. Early substitution here, Lou.
Yeah, that's right. Andre Pollard has been brought onto the field. We know the injury worries that he's had and disrupted preparation to this Rugby World Cup, but they've brought him on really early in this one.
Well, that's very Rassie Erasmus, isn't it? 30 minutes in, he's dragged his fly half.
That's one green.
That's totally around the kicks too, and having more stability in that area.
Use it.
Dale Lindy, that first receiver for now. Pollard's first contribution is helping clear out a Reinach. He's going to kick cross field. Easy pickings here for Freddie Stewart, who takes the mark.
Just on you. Yep.
There is Andre Pollard. 22 points in the World Cup final against England 4 years ago.
Wait.
It's tough on Libbok.
He's been great, the young man, though. Manie Libbok has been absolutely fantastic. But this is at a different level, isn't it? Rugby World Cup semi-final. Andre Pollard has been there before a number of times in this heat.
Time off. Subs. Blood.
So there will be a blood substitution for Tom Curry now. Walking very slowly to the sideline. That knock on the nose.
Pretty able replacement too, to be fair, Rupert.
Yeah, well, here's Billy Vunipola. He holds the record for most starts as an England number 8, Billy. And he's on early here for Tom Curry. I'm not sure what they're going to do about that blood, because it's coming from the bridge of the nose.
I had it differently, like I was watching whether you're on side or not, but I'll keep looking at it.
In many ways, Vunipola has been the forgotten player of this England side in recent times. He was just dead set automatic first choice for such a long time. Started the World Cup final 4 years ago. Here's Mbonambi. Vermeulen. First shove from England, but South Africa have found a way to get some momentum here. They're very adept at that. Reinach kicks. It's a wobbly one this time for Daly, does. Oh, he's dropped it. Went backwards, though.
Thank you. Backwards. Okay, use it.
It was a difficult ball to take. Swirling wind here inside the Stade de France tonight, and that was wobbling all over the place. And now Billy Vunipola, with his first touch, has coughed up possession. Big opportunity here for the Springboks. 33 minutes in, they trail by 6 points. Heavy favourites coming in to this semi-final. There's a penalty advantage. Malherbe carries it in. Mbonambi now. Big defence from George Martin. Reinach to Kitsoff. Andre Pollard dummies. Takes it himself, lays it back nicely. Pieter Steph Dutoy, he's been tackled by a player that was on the floor. Got to be careful doing that. Here's Mostert now. Andre Pollard in heavy contact there with Manu Tuolangi. And they'll go back to the original decision.
Yeah, just make sure it hasn't played anyone. I got a penalty for think it was number 1 offside. Time off. Oh.
Well, I tell you who's really making a nuisance of themselves on the rolling ball is that guy there, Joe Marler. The way he's able to keep his bind and make a nuisance of himself, and it's really causing problems for South Africa when they get their driving maul going. They can't do it. He's becoming a rock, and then the England are coming around and really launching off his foundation when he's doing that. It's actually smart tactics from England to nullify the South Africa drive.
Can we just watch him putting a knee in the ground and then just using the shoulder?
Timo looks at their foul play. Well, watch as well. No, you can. I agree. Thank you. Okay, we're going to keep going. You guys are fine.
Jeez, I thought. Marginal call here. A great chase from South Africa and a good hit.
See ya, Captain.
Vunipola.
Okay, shot call. Time's on.
So Pollard will go for post here. Approaching the final 5 minutes of this first half. It's been cagey. It's been tense. Huge amount of kicking between these two sides.
Okay, guys, water off.
What was expected.
You're just in front of the line. Just in front of the line.
Andre Pollard off the bench early and has his first 3 points of the semi-final. South Africa trail England by 9 points to 6.
Yeah, I can see the immediate leadership qualities from Pollard on the field as well, barking instructions intensely before that penalty was given. And also during the week, he's talked about why the Springboks just seem to always turn up in a Rugby World Cup. He said it's just not always easy for a lot of the guys in the squad growing up. So when we get to this position, get to this point, there should be a lot of pressure on us, but really it's not pressure, it's just a privilege to be part of these occasions.
Owen Farrell kicks deep to Vermeulen.
Never on the ball.
He's been doing some coaching here at this Rugby World Cup, Dwayne Vermeulen, when he hasn't been playing. Bit of talk that he might be the new defence coach for South Africa post-retirement. And that's a good clearance from Andre Pollard. That's why he's out there.
You can see the release territory-wise on that exit. Exactly what you want after scoring points.
Okay,
now England,
South Africa, please come
can
in.
they get something before the half?
Two metres.
Dan Cole there with a chat to Jamie George ahead of this lineouts. Marler's at the very back. Matoji wins it at the front. It's a trick play back to George. Chips it through to Colby. He kicks. Long kick from Cheslin Colby. And again, England take the mark.
10 metres here.
Saw South Africa choose a scrum in this situation last week.
Well, they're in no rush, aren't they? They're the ones in front. They want the slow tempo. They don't want it fast. They're more than happy to play at this pace, England, and they're controlling the tempo of this game.
I think England might have woken up this morning and looked outside the hotel window, seen all the rain coming down and thought, it suits us down to the ground. Damian Willemse kicks high. Oh, he does really well to keep it as he kept in field there. No, he hasn't.
He did well just even to get to this ball to make sure it didn't go out on the full. Oh yeah, just that last left foot. Unfortunate, multi-skilled, isn't he, the fullback?
Let's go, please. How many? 4.
Jamie George played 80 minutes in the 2 previous games at this World Cup.
That's 1.
Mitchell kicks. Cheslin Colby coming from the back, and he does so well, and he falls heavily, but it's a penalty to England.
Number 7 Green steps back. Instruction.
And he's saying there, Peter Steph Toy has stepped back and taken the space.
7 blocked in front of you. Number 7.
And blocked the England chaser.
Now this is interesting. I think Owen Farrell might be calling over Elliot Daly here, or Freddie Stewart. Almighty attempt this one himself. They've got some long-range kickers.
So watch.
So 7 steps back.
It's
okay?
hard to see on that angle. He's just stopped.
Yeah, make that sub now, wherever he is. Billy.
Yeah, so blood bin change coming back now. Curry's back onto the field for England, guys, and Billy Vunipola is coming off the field.
Well, look who's down on the tunnel. Rassie's come down from the coaching box. Billy goes back to the sideline. Tom Curry's been patched up, and it will be Owen Farrell who will attempt this kick. It's on an angle, 46 metres. Owen Farrell. Oh, he's hit it beautifully once again. Faz has got his kicking boots on. England leads South Africa by 12 points to 6.
And the rain's gotten a little bit heavier just before half-time here in Paris as well. The conditions are changing throughout this game.
Thank you.
Confirmation of the blood reversal. So, final 30 seconds of this first half. A first half in the semi-final that's gone well for England. They lead by 6.
Okay, use it. Okay, you've tried once,
and they look well up for the fight here. And in these kind of conditions,
use it.
Looking to go to half-time with the lead.
Now 9.
And Alex Mitchell will take England to half-time. A lot of kicking in the first half. A lot of talk between captains and referee, but England have started the better. They lead the Springboks 12-6 at half-time in the semi-final. Andre Pollard gets the second half of the semi-final underway. South Africa trailing England by 6 points.
In contact.
No tries to either side. Owen Farrell, 4 penalties for England. Marnie Libbert, 1 for South Africa. He was then subbed. Andre Pollard brought off the bench early. That was tactical. And there'll be a throw to the line out here for the Springboks. They did have their issues in this part of the game in the first half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the adjustments they have made at halftime. You know, something's come. Peter Steph du Toit will be in the back line for this one, so 6-man line out coming.
There you go, 3 lost lineouts. 2 of them were for crooked throws. They go to the front to Etzebeth. It's loose. Khaleesi reacts just in time. Here's Mostert.
Okay, use it.
Things didn't go quite the way they wanted to, South Africa, in that first half. That kick off the base of Reinek hasn't gone far enough. Curtly Adamson got there first, but couldn't hold on, and then Curry grabbed it for England. Here's Owen Farrell. High kick from him. Johnny May gets there first, slaps it back for Joe Marchant. Now Willems is looking for the steal here. But England get the penalty.
Straight down.
I thought Willems had taken him over the sideline. It was a fantastic chase. Equally good clean-up on the catch.
So England kick to the sideline. There's Johnny May. The kick chase has been really good from England tonight so far.
Green.
Yeah, the isolation's been fantastic. There's the good work going down from Marchant. And the leg drive.
Okay, time on.
Early change here for South Africa as well. Faf de Klerk has just come onto the field with Reinhardt coming on.
Yeah, they don't hang around, do they, with those tactical substitutions? De Klerk out there early in the second half, earlier than even last week against France for the Springboks.
Okay, use it!
England with some field position again here. Mitchell, he's just slowed it down all night long. And he kicks off the base. Etzebeth tries to charge it down. Colby's underneath this one, he can't grab it.
All on.
And here's Maratoji, everybody on side, play on. George Martin shifts it across for Tom Curry. Farrell grubbers it through in behind Willemse. Willemse, awkward ball. It's gone over the sideline, it'll be an England throw.
You don't see that tactic very often. You're about 15 metres out from the 22 and the up and under employed in these very tough conditions. Couldn't be diffused. Good chase from England, and then the grubber kick in behind to the corner.
Come in, how many?
Fantastic work. England applying pressure straight away.
Well, they're winning the kicking game, aren't they? Whether it's out of hand along the floor or in the air.
15.
Another change for the Springboks as we watch that ball go over the sideline again. What a game he's having so far.
Yeah, that's right, Rupert. Willie LaRue is on the field in the 23 jersey, and Willemse comes off the field.
I've called 6.
Gone to the experience. Willie LaRue, ultra. Number of tests.
92 now, all time for Willie LaRue. Former Wasps player in the English Premiership, knows this English side pretty well. An attacking line out though for Jamie George and Maratoji, but this time it's not straight from England, and it was thrown to the front.
Oh, Jamie George just putting his hand up, saying, yeah, sorry. Tamara Toja, yeah, good call too, is right. Very tough, obviously, for the hookers.
It's a wet ball, but he even had the line there to help him out, didn't he? Jamie George not pleased with himself.
Have a set, have a hit, okay? I agree, that's what I want to do. Yep, that's it.
Well, the scrums just haven't been a story tonight so far, have they? They certainly were 4 years ago in the World Cup final.
Just go into the spaces, please. Thanks.
Steady for both teams. There's been one penalty against South Africa. Kitsoff went to his knees.
They'll need to have someone hit it up here so they can work some space for a clearance. Andre Pollard or Dwayne Vermeulen have already seen once get off the base early and quickly.
Front row's down. Faf de Klerk plays for Dealindi.
No step.
De Klerk to Pollard.
Green in front.
The old firm find an exit.
Massive exit after that initial early on slaught from England. The first couple of minutes.
Time off, Matthew. 4 green.
Another change coming here for South Africa. We're seeing Snyman come on in the number 19 jersey, and Eben Etzebeth is coming off the field.
Yeah, he put in a huge shift, didn't he, in the quarter-final. Perhaps a little off it tonight, Eben Etzebeth.
Okay, time on.
And Arkia Snyman, who's playing his first game against England in 4 years. That's a messy old lineup, but Kitsoff has it for South Africa.
No, ball was out. Ball was out. Ball was out. Ball was out.
Goes really low into contact there.
No, he's fine.
Faf de Klerk
Advantage over.
kicks high. Daly can't take it. It's gone forward off England. Go back for the scrum. Already just a couple of things going South Africa's way here after those changes.
One of them was this strange old line out.
Two players down. Time off.
Here we go here. Yeah, just out of the hand. You don't see that very often from George. That's 2 line outs for the hooker that didn't go his way. But little moments like that, Rupert, really do change the momentum.
Jamie George is going to need to get that towel out and dry that rugby ball. George Martin getting some attention here. Seemed Players go down and get treatment a lot in this game. Plenty of delays. There's Ebenezer.
Yeah, we understand.
It's been that type of game. It's been wet. It's been tough. It's been in the trenches. Very stop-start. But it's been an arm wrestle. Very intriguing. Very different from yesterday's game.
Absolutely. But perhaps, KT, it's going to take a team to chance their arm, to offer something a little bit different, to try and find a way through, to try and score more than just 3 points.
Yeah, well, who's brave enough? That's the question. I think the way England are built and are playing, they don't deviate from what they're doing. Has to be from South Africa's point of view. Those kicks now, they haven't worked for the majority. You're starting to see a little purchase on the back of it, or do they try something different with the players that they've just brought on, as you said?
Faf de Klerk will feed this scrum. We'll have a reset.
Guys, we need to stay so we're not pre-engaged, both teams. Tell your locks behind you, wait. No pre-engagement. Come up, please. Let's close this space.
We have to give it to Steve Borthwick. There's a lot of questions asked with the starting lineup, like you say, in the forward to Marla. George has been there, Dan Cole. But it has worked for 46 minutes so far of the semi-final.
So what has South Africa got cooking here?
Time off.
Again,
guys,
Ben O'Keefe wants a conversation.
We're too far away.
He's been talking about space all night, to be fair.
So that when we connect, we're not leaning in and we're not leaning over. Okay. Please come up. The screen scrum, come up. Happy that, sir?
See Faf de Klerk there in conversation with his inside backs.
Faf de Klerk, Andre Pollard, Billy LaRue, all three of them, the guys that have just come on, heavily involved.
Binds! See it! Okay, not moving, use it!
Zaya Lindy works the fend and finds some extra yards. Good carry over the gain line is Akia Snyman. He gets the hands free and gives it to Kitshoff, but that's been stripped clear. And England have it.
No, contest.
England, they've won a lot of one-on-ones in contact so far in this semi-final.
Okay, full arm, shoulder on. Use it. One.
Mitchell goes high again. That one might be a bit too heavy. It is. They're the kind of breaks South Africa need.
And as you said, Rupert, there's been 2 or 3 of those happen. Maro Itoje getting amongst it. And he's been good in those dark areas.
Yeah, another change now for South Africa as well. Entre's coming on the field and Kitshoff is off.
Yeah, Stephen Kitshoff heads to the sideline.
Wait.
Listening to the great John Smith this week, who lifted the Webb Ellis Cup for South Africa here in this stadium back in 2007. He said when Tandai and Tarawera retired, they're a bit worried about loose head props. He said, but we lost a beast and we got an ox. Ox and Che out there in the 48th minute.
Okay, 6, stay there. Advantage over.
Freddie Stewart, safe as houses for England under the high ball once again.
No left, lost. Okay, stop now, guys.
Mitchell just slightly fumbles that ball. Has to set up another pod. Ben Earl is there, making sure they keep possession.
No hands there, Green, no hands. You're on top of the ruck, 17. Use it!
Ox and Che told to get out of there. There's Maro Itoje being very careful to make sure he holds onto the ball in contact.
Okay, no! Green, you're off. Stay there, use it.
And again, that caterpillar style ruck from England to give Mitchell some more protection. South Africa have it, Ox and Che.
From Green into white there.
Pollard. He's going to use some width here for Willie le Roux.
Guys, green hits it into
There was
white.
a knock on.
Off green into white.
Yeah, well, I think referee Ben O'Keefe asked the question. I think it's the right call as well. Went to the TMO's comeback in the act of that good kick again from Alex Mitchell. It really goes up and it just hits the England opposing player to cause the knock on.
Guys, what's happening?
Mule in the number 8, see him go up, takes it, and there, just hits the left arm of the England chaser, and that's the knock on.
Still going.
The unused England reserves. Marcus Smith there went through concussion protocols this week, unavailable for selection.
6 and 8 green. 6 and 8 green subs. 6 and 8.
Yeah, more changes coming for South Africa now. Quagga Smith is coming onto the field, and Fury as well in a number 16 jersey. Sia Khaleesi is coming off the field as one of the replacements, and also Dwayne Vermeulen off the field along with Khaleesi.
Well, there they go. Dwayne Vermeulen hinted he might be retiring after this Rugby World Cup. He'll be hoping his team can find a way back. Sia Khaleesi is through 50 minutes, and Quagga Smith's out there, a player, Carlton Arnott, who's been enormously influential for South Africa. He's going to play at number 8 here, and Dion Fourie, the sort of hybrid player, is going to, who covers hooker as well, is going to go onto the open side.
Both of those guys are super quick to get to the breakdowns. Quagga Smith was outstanding coming off the bench last week in the quarter-final against the home nation, France. Got a couple of nice turnovers, got some good quick go forward as well.
Another big conversation going on between Rassie Erasmus and his coaching team. And a message will be sent out there. They might get out the traffic lights as well at some point. Big scrum from the Springboks.
Play on. Turnover's good.
And they have the turnover. No penalty forthcoming, but they've got some momentum here, South Africa. Arkia Snyman, huge man, 6'9", into contact. Pollard kicks over the top for Colby. Cheslin Colby, he does likewise for Willie le Roux. He hacks it forward. Just beats him over the dead ball line. Well, there you go, Carl. There's South Africa chancing their arm with the ball in hand.
And they needed to do it, and come through the experienced players. Le Roux heavily involved.
Sorry?
The kick pass.
You guys kicked it through. Willie kicked it through.
Cheslin Colby.
Yes.
Under extreme pressure, great skills to toe that ahead to give le Roux a chance.
Just a little bit heavy, wasn't it?
They've scrum or 22 option.
Towed it through. They got the option here, England, as you hear. 22 drop out all the scrum. They're going to have more changes, though, before all that.
Yeah, changes coming on the field now for England. Genge is on in the 17 jersey, Chessum in the 19, and Danny Kerr is coming on as scrum half.
I'm not going to get in discussion with you, please. Okay, but please.
And Joe Marler, job done for him. Short up this England scrum. Young George Martin as well. And Alex Mitchell, you've got to say, his kicking from the base has been first class.
All three of those players have really played their part, been fantastic.
Farrell with the 22 dropout. Over the head of Snyman, so
contest good.
It's little Kirtley Adamser who has to scoop it up, but England counter-ruck, and Kerr has it for England to rumble forward. Ben Earl again. Good carry there first up from Ellis Genge, fresh off the bench in that bright white uniform. Owen Farrell, drop goal attempts. And it's there! Well, the drop goal is well and truly back in World Cup rugby.
And look at the mic drop from the skip, just starts going back. We got it in, goes straight through the horns. That's a nice shot of it. What an option from Owen Farrell, just taking control.
Well, George Ford kicked 3 in that incredible win against Argentina on opening weekend. Oh, yeah. We'll pick up points. We'll pick up more points, says Owen Farrell. 15-6. They lead South Africa now. Somebody's boot's been thrown out of that breakdown. Danny Kerr kicks off the base and finds touch.
And the smart thing about that drop goal, pushes it out to a 2-score lead. So now South Africa definitely have to have a go, definitely. Got to push the realms of their skill base.
Well, 53 minutes in, the world champions are under huge pressure now. Knocked out the host France in the quarter-final. But they have been behind in this semi-final almost from the outset. What have they got, the 3-time champions?
First and foremost, they have to sort out their line-out. Has been up and down for the majority of this match. Well, they're starting to believe there, Rupert. The fans are starting to believe. The team always had their self-belief.
Maybe the Stade de France sounds like Twickenham right now.
Who's in?
Peter Steph Dutoit
The ball's there.
wins the line out. Here comes Dion Ferry peeling off the base, so much energy. Made his test debut for South Africa, age 35. That's a record. Faf de Klerk. There's Quagga Smith. Olympic bronze medalist in sevens. Andre Pollard for Jesse Creel, but Creel went without it. England have it back.
No.
Big defence again from England. Ellis Genge. He's captained England recently in the World Cup warm-ups against Wales. They lost to Wales, they lost to Ireland, they lost to Fiji coming into this tournament. All but written off England. And here they are, 2 scores ahead of the world champions in a semi-final. Pollard, long raking kick, well judged by Freddie Stewart, takes the mark, and they'll take their time.
Yeah, good positioning there from Freddie Stewart. It's a difficult kick to take too. He's been so assured at the back tonight for England.
Wide 3. And number green 3.
Change here for the England side. Carl Sinclair is coming on and Dan Cole is leaving the field. Also a change for South Africa in Vincent Koch coming onto the field now.
Franz Malherbe will head to the sideline. There is Vincent Koch. Replacement tight head for the Springboks, but Dan Cole, what a performance from him. 55 minutes. Carl Sinclair onto the field. Of course, Sinclair knocked out by some friendly fire. And there you go, 2 great friends, Joe Marler and Dan Cole, with a big bear hug as he leaves the field. So South Africa have cleared their bench. Long way to go. But in these conditions, it's a long way back for South Africa. Ferry hit hard again. Tom Curry and Ellis Genge in tandem. Back in the pocket is Pollard. Hits it high. Stewart. Oh, it's money for jam in the air for Freddie Stewart so far tonight.
Use it!
Here's Sinclair with his first touch.
Yo, it's underneath.
Danny Kerr. Kicks it high again. Billy Leroux underneath it. Can't hold on, Billy Leroux. And Farrell will just hoof it along the floor behind Kurtley Arendse. He's knocked it on. And England get the scrum. And another big roar goes up around the Stade de France. And from the England captain as well.
Great effort plays there from England. The first one from Freddie Stewart to take the ball. This is just the back end to get them in position. Good awareness from Owen Farrell. Now it's going to be difficult to track back with their ball on the deck. And then Johnny May with a nice chase to get that 50-50 ball back to his country. And there goes the skip. You betcha.
Nights like these, tailor-made for the likes of Owen Farrell. Just the instinct to put it deep on a night like this, a wet night like this.
And even a lot of people were questioning Owen Farrell's starting position during this tournament coming back. But this guy, the skipper, the coach said, yeah, I want him, I need him for moments like this.
He wasn't questioning at any point, Steve Borthwick. Owen Farrell is his man. The thoughts of George Ford on the sideline, but he understands it as well.
Well, he's a big game player, isn't he, Owen Farrell? The decisions under the heat. He is not melted in that for sure tonight. He has stood up.
Attacking scrum for England. Score here. And it could almost be job done in this semi-final.
Well, remember the last scrum on England's put in. They actually got the tight head, South Africa again, putting on the power.
When I see his knee on the ground, I'll stop. Okay? Can you blow that?
Knee up. Yes. There's a knee of the ground in the middle of the scrum. Keep it up this side. Okay? This side as well. Okay. Knees up. It was your knee. Both sides. Crouch! Fine! Sit!
Power comes on from South Africa. Front rows are up, and the Springboks get the scrum penalty.
Well, job one done. Exit. Sinclair's not happy, but you can feel the reboost in energy. Andre Pollard knows we'll still win this, boys. Well, a massive chance, a long time to go as we hit the last quarter of this game.
20 minutes to go in the World Cup semi-final. The All Blacks back at the team hotel, watching on there, already there. Look at the power coming in.
I would not doubt the South African team. I wouldn't count them out just yet.
Jamie George almost being catapulted out of that scrum. The pats on the back for Oxenchae. Is that the lift they needed? Will that give South Africa the energy to find a way back here?
We got 6.
We know how important final quarters have been in tight games at this World Cup. They go down the short side to South Africa, and they've gone into touch.
Look at this tackle, just drifts off. That is brilliant work. Danny Kerr.
England.
Danny takes care of business.
Guys, I've just asked South Africa as well, please.
Extraordinary story. Cares as well. He was in Test rugby oblivion, really. Eddie Jones
2 meters wide.
had basically left him out of successive England squads. Here he is, earning his 95th Test match for England. And England bring down the line out safely. George to Curry. Remember that 2-match suspension after the red card against Argentina. He's got plenty left in the tank. England might have won this back. They have. It's just an opposite situation for South Africa from last weekend. England winning the aerial battle this evening. Here's Ben Earl. He's lost the handle. Now, can South Africa try and catch England in transition? They're going to play Willie Leroux. That cross-kick option again. But Johnny May has read it really well. Not sure Willie Leroux quite hit that as well as he would have liked. Ellis Genge juggles it. He's knocked it on. Slippery ball again.
Billy, it's come all the way. You've had good control. I called it over.
Yeah, I didn't hear the referee call it over. I thought it was quick as well from that initial knock on, about 20 metres up the field.
Time off.
Felix Jones there, looking frustrated on the left of Rassie Erasmus. He's going to England
Going forward first.
after this tournament to join their coaching setup.
It's hard for him to stay down.
I thought it was fair.
Just watch 18 angle for me.
Okay, time's going back on. Same for you guys. Medics off. Protect your injury.
This is the nice footwork on the other side of the field, but Schneiman, look at the way he's able to hit that ball out.
Who's the captain? Owen.
Well, I'm counting no less than 6 water carriers on the field at the moment. Most of them coaches.
Guys,
I guess that's the way rugby rolls these days, KT.
It includes the people on the sideline.
Yeah, but
I
think there has to be a point where
okay? I will stop for dangerous injuries.
They have to be
that
off.
Doctors are worried about. But if we get teams coming on, I will then penalise them as well. Okay? Can I go to the bench, please? Yes. Can we control? I've told him as well. Can we control that, Bongi?
So Owen Farrell's going to go speak to his bench because that was a clear instruction from Ben O'Keefe, the referee. He's going to penalise teams if the water carriers keep coming onto the field like that. Just had a shot. Owen Farrell has had a chat to Kevin Sinfield.
Are your medics aware? You know, but they know. Yeah, thank you. Okay, we're going to restart. Time on. Square, stay down.
Just the 4 changes. So far for England, there's Genge and Sinclair and Chesham up front with Danny Kerr.
Nika, can you work with the medics on the sideline? Crouch!
pivotal moment. You just feel in this game with South Africa looking to run from the set piece deep in their own half.
Another penalty at the scrum for South Africa.
Drops the binding down. Sorry, number 18.
Well, it takes the option out of running. It's going to go deep. He wants to go quick here. Pollard, he knows time's starting to tick away.
Yeah, 63.5 minutes in. Pollard, who came on after just 30 minutes in this semi-final, finds touch. Now line-out time again for South Africa. We're being honest, it's been a bit of a mess in this department at times tonight.
Yeah, keep it up, keep it up.
Need secure ball here.
And they've loaded their midfield with their big, heavy ball carriers, South Africa.
Short line-out. Snyman the target, but Courtney Laws has read it. Another turnover. At line-out time, that's number 4. England kick it straight to LaRue. Here's Andre Pollard. Put on the floor by Manu Tuolangi.
Yes! Hit him! Hit him!
Peter Steph du Toit.
Pollard!
LaRue at standoff. Snyman into a gap, the big second row replacement. Now Vincent Koch, former Saracen, up against several of his teammates here. Here's Cheslin Colby. Front on hit there from Johnny May. England penalty.
He's done all his core responsibilities. Johnny May tonight, chasing those up and unders. Here's the nice ball from Snyman. Beautiful offload as well. The big man really has made an impact since coming onto the field for South Africa. But Johnny May chasing those high balls, making it contestable, making his tackles like them.
Well, more known for his try scoring. He's second on the all-time England list behind Rory Underwood. But tonight's all about work rate, the small things that become big things on enormous nights like these. A night that is slowly developing into an historic one for England. A team that was completely written off ahead of this tournament. Long way to go, but they're still 2 scores ahead of the world champions.
Don't change, Green, don't change. Okay, 9.
Danny Kerr. Good take from Cheslin Colby.
Okay,
They targeted these diminutive South African wingers who are more known for their X factor. But that time,
Just be careful.
Colby brings it down well. Still in the South African half, though.
Okay, use it. It's 18 green.
England have won the territory battle in this match so far. Here's Stewart. Takes another one, sets off. Big Freddie Stewart. What a night he's had. Good tackle from Mostert, though. Farrell's going to kick once more, high into this wet Parisian night. Kirtley Arendse can't hold on to that either, but this time the break goes South Africa's way.
11 touches the ball forward.
Well, they're not even looking to get it wide, are they? Through the hand, everything's just up and under. But it's worked for them tonight, hasn't it? It's the tactic that they've bought. You don't deviate away until someone can defuse it, and this is what they've done. Made it contestable, 50-50.
And they've been very smart, England, haven't they? Because in those situations in the modern game, you can take a player out in the air, it can fall heavily, it can result in a card and go against you, but they've been very efficient, very careful, and that man, Freddie Stewart, well, what a performance he's had.
Okay, let's sit, please. Thumbs on.
I think the thing, even when South Africa have tried those up and unders, the urgency to get back and help out their wingers and their fullback and make it difficult for the South African chasers to even contest has been very good from England tonight.
Left, your left, it's fine.
Yeah, they've certainly kept on the right side of Ben O'Keefe tonight, England. Just the 2 penalties in the second half to
it's their ball.
South Africa against England.
We're too far left, then we're heads on the outside.
They're going to sit. We're going to keep these scrums moving. Time on.
Jamie George, all that experience. His 84th cap for England, had 3 for the British and Irish Lions as well. It's his 33rd birthday tomorrow, Jamie George.
That's perfect.
He might have cause to celebrate. Again, South Africa set a scrum on their side of halfway.
Advantage.
Another advantage at the scrum.
Don't make it cynical, you're back.
After Clerk, Damian Deolindi, Pollard. He's just thrown that on the floor. Andre Pollard, they'll go back for the penalty.
Now this for me is the moment. If Pollard can get a good kick somewhere down 10 to 15 metres out from the England line, it'll be massive for them.
We're playing on. We're continuing.
Yeah, they will go to the sideline. And it's a good one from Pollard as well, deep into the 22.
This is the moment in this game, Rupert. This is the moment of the semi-final. South Africa need 5-7. England need another repel of that.
Change coming on for England now. Billy Vunipola is back on the field after covering Tom Curry for that blood bin earlier on. So he makes his way on now, and it is Tom Curry that comes off the field.
Well, Tom Curry limps off the Stade de France. And here come South Africa. Attacking line-out. Approaching the final 10 minutes, the Springboks need a score. Snyman wins it at the front. Here comes Dion Fourie. Arkia Snyman scores for South Africa. The Springboks are back in the World Cup semi-final.
And the man Melton, that is R.G. Snyman, he's added impact since coming onto the field. He's the one that takes that line out. Good injection there from Fourie. Nearly gets there himself. Twists and turns. De Klerk comes out to Snyman, and he will not be denied.
Arkia Snyman, his first test match against England in 4 years. 3 ACL injuries in that time. What a moment that could prove to be. Pollard, important conversion. And he nails it.
One score now, one score. The impact off the bench has been massive for the Springboks. And no one more massive than that man right there, RG Snyman, gives the defending champs a chance.
Yeah, well, I asked the Springboks coach, Jacques Nienaber, before the match, the number one thing that he needed to do well tonight, from his point of view, he said, first of all, play to the conditions. Second of all, take your opportunities when they are there, which is exactly what they did. And whoever manages to do that will be the one that might get the win here tonight. So that was the message from the Springboks coach before the game.
Let's go, please, Green.
A few running repairs for Bongi and Banambi. Harkia Snyman plays for Munster in Ireland. Would have known so many of those Irish players that went out of the tournament last weekend. He wants to make sure his team doesn't suffer the same fate. 10 minutes left. 2 points the difference. England leads South Africa 15-13. Danny Kerr has it for England. He's over the sideline.
Nearly the perfect restart, but good work defensively from South Africa to at least get Danny Kerr over the sideline. The mistimed jump there from Mustard.
No, I had numbers. I don't have numbers for. Oh, he was missing that because
Wagga Smith with the tackle.
Okay, Green.
How important those scrum decisions for South Africa, KT. You felt if England had scored at that moment, it could have been job done for them, but the ability to get yourself upfield off the back of scrum penalties. Mostert wins the line out. High ball for Pollard, does well, and he hoofs it upfield. England still with a 2-point lead. Here's Johnny Mate. South Africa have so often found a way under all sorts of duress in big knockout World Cup occasions.
There's no one there.
England have played so well. Now they need to manage the game now. Danny Kerr, all that experience. Sends it down to Andre Pollard. He takes the mark.
Keep going back. On Courtney. On Courtney.
Well, interesting there with the mark. Do you scrum up or do you go to the sideline and just get out of your own territory? Look, he's going to go long here, or even the up and under.
Inside, free kick.
Kicks deep to Freddie Stewart.
Okay, what?
Stewart sends it high. He's going to chase it himself. And he knocks it back for Maro Itoje at pace. Kerr to Ellis Genge. Shooting out of the line is Peter Steph du Toit. There's Manu Tuolangi. Danny Kerr to Owen Farrell, back in the pocket, and a big spiral bomb goes up in the air. Willie LaRue's underneath it, does well. The fullback takes the mark.
That was a difficult ball to take to Farrell. Actually used their spin kick. I think you go to the scrum. Yes, they are. Big calls and big moments. Here we go.
Well, they were talking to Andre Pollard previously on his mark. Shall we take the scrum? Steve Borthwick nods his head as if to say, yeah, we expected that might happen. Freddie Stewart again, his aerial game tonight.
Every single time. Honestly, I really want to work with you, but I can't every single time. It's fine.
Bit of talk about Maro Itoje during the week and his battle with the likes of Eben Etzebeth, but
let's go, please.
Maro looks back to his dynamic best here in the semi-final.
He's really started to stand out the last 20-odd minutes of this game. It's become more and more prevalent.
Change here for England now. Ollie Lawrence coming onto the field, and it's Manu Tuolangi leaving the field for England.
12 white sub.
So that's like for like. Manu Tuolangi, 32 years of age, heads to the sideline. He'll be hoping his teammates can finish the job here.
This might be definitely a tactical thing, because it looks like South Africa are going to go right and use that space to try and attack. So bring on some fresh legs in terms of Ollie Lawrence, just to shore up your defence.
Still Theo Dan and George Ford on the bench for England. So here's the scrum. on the Springbok feet. De Klerk plays for Pollard. And he kicks low trajectory in the direction of Stewart. Stewart high, but not quite as far as he would have liked. And he knocks that one on in the air. That's what the Springboks were after.
I thought they might have gone long there, England, with their kick. And now you can see, you can feel the vibes from South Africa. Do you play for a penalty, though, or do you try and have a nudge? Penalty wins it.
Well, England have got to be squeaky clean now with Andre Pollard around. Just didn't go far enough, did it? So he couldn't get that momentum in the air, Freddie Stewart.
Yeah, for sure. Steve Leroux has been very vocal since he's come on. Scrum time. Massive, this one.
Jamie George still doing a lot of talking, still out there. Looks like he's on course for another 80-minute performance, the England hooker. There you go, the kicks from hand. 40 from England in this test match. Final 5 minutes of the semi-final. South Africa trail England by 2 points. We'll have a reset.
Time off.
Again, Billy Leroux runs in with a word for Faf de Klerk.
We're going to time back on when we reset. Feet under, don't overextend. Okay. He's not going to overextend. Stay up. Stay up. Let's go.
Vincent Koch there with a shake of the head. Of course, he knows Jamie George so well from the Saracens club.
Time off. Here it is. It's their mark. Come to the left. Understand. No head on head. It's their scrum. You're in the space.
You get the feeling here, Ben O'Keefe
Tight heads, head on head. You need to be off.
would rather not give a penalty deep in this game. He wants the players to take control of this situation.
Time back on.
100%. He's not going to let that dictate. He wants the scrum to be nice and solid. In South Africa, you'd have to say, since the reserves have come on, they've really dominated this aspect.
De Klerk feeds it. It crabs to the left. There's a penalty. Advantage to South Africa. Just under 4 minutes to go. Do they kick it post from here?
Well, Andre Pollard, I think you've got to have a nudge, don't you? Or do you go to the corner and use your line out?
He went down on his knee first.
I think Pollard's got to have a nudge.
And then he angles up.
You've got to put it in his hands.
Well, Jamie George is pleading his case, but it's a penalty to the Springboks, and they will go for goal, and it will be Andre Pollard.
You can see the pressure on their far side from England straight away. Oh, geez. Hard call either way. But what about the storyline of Andre Pollard? Was injured, then comes into the squad, and now could be the man.
Andre Pollard, he kicked one from 52 metres deep in the quarter-final against France here last Sunday night. And here he is from 49 metres to win this semi-final. Andre Pollard sends it through. And South Africa lead in the World Cup semi-final.
Oh, step up, young man. That's why he got brought on early. What a moment for him.
14 white sub.
Change now for England. George Ford is coming on in the 22 jersey, and it's Johnny May coming off the field.
Watching offside, ruck space.
Anyone fancy a drop goal? George Ford's out there. Owen Farrell's already got one. England trail by a point. And Farrell goes short from the restart. And it's Pollard who takes it for South Africa. 2 minutes to go. The Springboks lead by a point. Somehow, they have found their way back to take the lead in this semi-final. England looks in control, but you cannot count out this champion team. Still work to do. Faf de Klerk kicks it over the sideline. It's hit the hoardings. More time off the clock. This old firm of the Springboks has come onto the field here and taken control in the semi-final. George goes quickly. It's over the top. Farrell's hit hard, but England have it. George forward to Freddie Stewart, approaching the final minutes. Danny Kerr to Sinclair. Back to Ford now. Farrell, a bit of space. Ollie Lawrence in a clean white uniform. Sinclair. Referee tells Kerr to play. Here's Ford for Vunipola. You've got to think England will try and set up the drop goal here. South Africa have to be careful. They can't give away a penalty. Ellis Genge gets away from a couple, but he's got to be careful not to get isolated. Ben Earl's there with him. And now Quagga Smith tries to reef it away.
Okay, green out.
They've shoved them back towards the halfway line. There's Ford again. Courtney Laws now the vice-captain. Maro Itoje. Gang tackle on him.
Ball's here.
Slow ball for England. Ollie Lawrence. He's put on the deck. Good tackle from Kurtley Arendse. Clock's in the red. Final play. South Africa lead by a point. England led almost all the way in this semi-final. That ball's gone forward at the breakdown. And there it is. There it is. South African hands aloft. They have come from behind. And they will defend their Rugby World Cup title. And I'm not sure they can even believe it themselves.
Well, the raw emotion there from both squads. Evident to see. The dejection from England. Absolute exhaustion for the Springboks. But what a momentous semi-final. That was a clash of the Titans.
A bit of afters after the final whistle, but this one is over. England, they gave it everything. They played so well. By far their best performance at this Rugby World Cup. And Owen Farrell, outstanding for England on the night. Shakes the hands of the opposition players. But deep down, this one's going to hurt for England. So close to another World Cup final. But it's South Africa who will face New Zealand in the big show. The Springboks have beaten England by 16 points to 15.